Welcome to NASCAR on TMG and the Idaho Raceway for Race 4 of 8 in the NASCAR Trackmasters Cup Series Amateur Tour. Today marks the halfway point for the Trackmasters Cup Series Amateur Tour, and we've seen two different drivers break themselves apart from the rest of the field as the definite championship favorites. There's Drake Mays. He won race 1 in Atlanta, dominated last weekend at the Sierra Mountains Race Park, and currently sits second in points to the current championship favorite, Cody Johnson. Johnson finished second during the first race of the season at Atlanta and came away with the victory after race 2 of the Trackmasters Cup Series Amateur Tour at the All-American Speedway. But before we get to the championship, we have to settle today's race. Let's take a look at the race favorites heading into today's race at the Idaho Raceway. Chase Bell has been quietly consistent all season, but today he starts on the pole. He has a great chance to win today's race. Then there's Julian Lozano, another one of those drivers who's been consistent all season, but today he starts second with a great chance to win this race. Much like Chase Bell, he's looking for a great opportunity to boost himself in the points. Then there's Parker Ness, started off the season with 2 DNFs in a row, then came out to win at the Sierra Mountains Race Park, and today he's fastest in practice 1. He has a great chance of winning today's race. Will one of those 2 drivers find victory lane today, or will it be one of the other 13 drivers in the field? Find out when the NASCAR Trackmasters Cup Series returns after this.
It's too late to try, there's nothing you can do. I'm gonna run all over you. I'm looking for new blood. Nothing's gonna stop me now.
Welcome back to NASCAR on TMG from the Idaho Raceway. Before we get racing, we need the command to fire engines. Drivers, start your engines! Over 10,000 horsepower roars to life here at the Idaho Raceway. Let's take a look at your starting lineup. On pole today, it's the 18 of Chase Bell, starting next to the 65 of Julian Lozano. Row 2 belongs to Casey Kane and the 10 car of Ian Adams. Row 3 goes to guest driver Joey Logano and Jonathan Mick. Coming up in row 4, it's the newly remodeled paint scheme of Brendan Figueroa and Cody Johnson. Now coming up in row 5, the guest driver Denny Hamlin alongside race 1 winner Drake Mays. Row 6 belongs to Trip McGinnis and Josh Houston. And in the final row, it's the 02 of Parker Ness, starting next to Donovan David. Pre-race ceremonies are over, the command has already been given, and we are underway at Idaho Raceway for 10 laps of action. Chase Bell gets a good jump on the field on the outside lane as they go through turn 1 and 2. Chase Bell will lead the way down the back straightaway. Fly by the field as they go down the back straightaway. Chase Bell extending his lead over Julian Lozano as they come down the front straightaway. Joey Logano making a move on the inside of Casey Kane to the 3rd position, but up front it's all Chase Bell with a great gap over Julian Lozano. On board with the 18 now as he goes down the back straightaway. He's been extending his lead ever since the drop of the green flag, but for second, Joey Logano is looking to chase down Julian Lozano. Continues his lead off a 3 and in a 4 and a crash! Jonathan Mick is up in the wall with Cody Johnson, which brings out the caution on lap 2. Take a look at a replay here. We didn't quite catch it, but it looks like Jonathan Mick may have just come up off the corner and into Cody Johnson. Nowhere either of them could go. Cody Johnson will receive repairs on pit road, but Jonathan Mick will definitely be out of the race. But following that brief yellow, we are back underway at the Idaho Raceway. Green flag. Lozano dives it through 1 and 2, but he's not going to make that stick. Chase Bell keeps the lead down the back straightaway. As he goes through 3 and 4, we're on board with the 18 again as he comes down the front straightaway at Idaho. Julian Lozano looks to be maybe closing that gap, but Joey Logano trying to take advantage from 3rd as they go through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, on board with the 18 and in a 3. They come off of turn 3. Chase Bell has a 1 car length lead over Julian Lozano as they come down through turn 1 and 2. And a crash! Donovan David and Denny Hamlin get involved in this one. Donovan David hard into the inside wall. After contact with Denny Hamlin, he'll be making his way to the garage area. Here's the real speed of the wreck. A hard hit by the 56 of Donovan David. Looks like he just got loose, slid up the track. There's the contact with the flying 11 of Denny Hamlin. Slid right down in front of Cody Johnson. A hard hit to the inside wall by the 56 of Donovan David. But regardless, the show must go on. With only 2 laps to go, we are in NASCAR overtime as we come back to the green flag. We're back racing at Idaho. They go into turn 1. Julian Lozano takes a deep dive. He gets loose. Chase Bell to the inside. They're 3 wide for the lead. Casey Kane on the bottom. Casey Kane going into 3, puts Bell into the wall. Drake Mays makes it by through the grass and a big crash behind. Caution is out, the race is over. Drake Mays wins the race at Idaho. Here's what happened. Coming through turn 3, Casey Kane got loose and put the 18 of Chase Bell into the wall. Drake Mays took advantage, went to the inside. Casey Kane tried to shut the door, pushed Mays through the grass. Kane went back up the track and hard into the 18 of Chase Bell. He went right in front of the field, went over the 65 of Lozano, costing a lot of drivers good runs. But here's the move of the race. Here's what won Drake Mays, his second win of the Trackmasters Cup Series Amateur Tour. Just right here. He stuck it up the inside of Casey Kane, committed to the line, even with two wheels in the grass. He got by the 95 with a pass in the grass, was able to win this race. Drake Mays burns it down at the Idaho Raceway. Congratulations to the 9 car of Drake Mays on his second win of the Trackmasters Cup Series Amateur Tour season. He'll take him, Napa Autosports, and Napa to victory lane at Idaho. Here are the race results. Winning the race today, it's Drake Mays, followed by Ian Adams, Parker Ness, Josh Houston, Brandon Figueroa, Denny Hamlin, and Trip McGinnis. Here in Part 2, we have Julian Lozano, Chase Bell, Cody Johnson, Joey Logano, Casey Kane, Donovan David, and Jonathan Mick. Let's take a look at your point standings. Following today's race, Drake Mays has overtaken the lead, followed by Cody Johnson, Parker Ness, Julian Lozano, Trip McGinnis, Brandon Figueroa, then Chase Bell with a potential winning run today. Then Ian Adams, Josh Houston, Donovan David, and Jonathan Mick rounding out the point standings. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast from the Idaho Raceway. Next week, the Trackmasters Cup Series Amateur Tour heads to the Orchards Roval for the first race outside of America in this season. And this is the Motorsports Guy signing out.
Gladiator!